This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Tuberculosis on a rise in the country. St. John ambulance vehicle stoned. And Paradise Foods Limited donates. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Jordan Dangi. A very happy new year to you and thank you for joining us. The Business for Health has reported that PNG has the highest prevalent rate of tuberculosis. It has been noted that the total number, 40,900 TB cases in the country.
The Business for Health has been established to assist private sector businesses deal with the problems associated with the current TB epidemic in PNG. According to the Business for Health in PNG, tuberculosis remains PNG's number one cause of hospitalization and the leading cause of death from infectious diseases. The World Health Organization estimates PNG's annual rate at 432 TB cases per 100,000 people, which is one of the highest rates of TB in the world. In comparison, Australia has a rate of 6 cases per 100,000. TB is caused by airborne bacteria affecting the lungs. It's one of the oldest known diseases in the world and is also preventable and curable. The Business for Health's mission is to ensure every workplace can respond immediately to every case of active TB. Papua New Guinea is listed by the World Health Organization among the 30 high-burdened countries for TB. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
Despite an attack on one of their teams, the St. John ambulance, or famously known as the Green Angels, delivered a critical care throughout New Year's Eve and the early hours of 2025.
18 ambulance crews were deployed across 4 provinces: National Capital District, Central Province, Morobe Province, and East New Britain. Between 6 p.m. on New Year's Eve and 6 a.m. on New Year's Day, they responded to 81 emergency incidents, including motor vehicle accidents, respiratory issues, childbirth complications, gunshot wounds, snake bites, and burns. Duty Operations Commanding Officer Johel Tewi said physical altercations made up 26% of the incidents. The most alarming event involved an attack on an ambulance crew near 9 Mile Morobe block in Port Moresby. While transporting a woman in labor, a rock was thrown at the vehicle, injuring the mother with shattered glass. She was safely transferred to another ambulance for further treatment. Tewi commended the resilience of the Green Angels and thanked police for their support. He urged local leaders to ensure the safety of emergency workers, emphasizing the vital role they play in saving lives. James Guken, National EMTV News.
An incident occurred near Aipanda village in Surinki, a local level government, Enga province, has claimed the lives of 12 people. The victims are members of different tribes surrounding the local level government community.
Member for Layagap Open, Amos Akim, who was in the province for the festive season, rushed to crash site, accompanied by police personnel from Wabek Police Station and Enga Provincial Police Commander Chief Superintendent Fred Yakasa. They then proceeded to Enga Provincial Hospital, where they met with the grieving families of the deceased. Akim assured the families of the victim that he will ensure proper burials for their loved ones. He adds the communities of the deceased to resist any inclination towards tribal conflict, an issue that has historically plagued the region. Enga PPC Yakasa commended the community for their support and cooperation with the police. He said police presence will be maintained at the outskirts to ensure order while investigations of the accident continues. Lauren Jimal, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, the Enga Provincial Police Commander, Chief Superintendent Fred Yakisa, said all police resources in the Layagap Porgera district has been executed. However, situations on the grounds are monitored.
Apart from the accident that has claimed the lives of 12 people in Enga province, PPC Yakasa Feda highlighted some of the law and order issues dealt with in the province during the festive and New Year celebrations.
There was a murder case up at Ayak, that's a place between Laigam and Mulitaga, but it's closer to Laigam, just a few kilometers up towards Mulitaga side. A man was and his friend were on the side having a few beers or something, and somebody just came from behind and slashed him with a bush knife, and he passed away immediately. So the relatives retaliated. They ransacked the suspect's village and believed a few people have killed. Confirmed one already killed. They picked up his body today. So we assume that there are some more bodies out there, and the police and state security forces are still searching the area.
He said security personnel at Mulitaka are redeployed to Porgera to beef up manpower.
Porgera is, as I understand now, shut down for the second day as a result of illegal miners fighting in the mining area. But it's well under control of the SOE controller, acting ACP Joseph Tonop. I will not give further details, but the mine is believed to be closed. Our security personnel up at Mulitaga, the Sutu Squad, MS-12 and 6 are redeployed to Porgera to beef up the manpower situation up there. So we hope to bring the situation under control. But as it is now, it's too much, so to say. It's happening around within the Lagai Porgera district, and all resources are being exhausted, but we are managing situation on the ground.
Meanwhile, situations at Mulitaka is under control.
So far as Mulitaka is concerned, the situation is calm. We have managed to allow twin-steer 30-ton vehicles to pass to the slip side. Other vehicles are passing through, and that's only between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. And that should relieve some goods and supply issues in Porgera and along the way down to Porgera. So hopefully situations will come to normalcy. That is, we opened up the road after the geotech report, which recommended that cars of that weight can be able to pass through the slip side, which we have had access road being built by OX and, of course, partners.
PPC Yakasa said operations will be carried out through January 2nd, 2025. Lauren Jimal, National EMTV News.
National Capital District Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika has commended the local neighborhood watch group set up by residents to enhance security throughout the city during the festive season.
Sika highlighted that these community-led efforts work alongside the police to maintain law and order in Port Moresby, emphasizing their role in supporting crime prevention initiatives.
We said that initiative to, what we need to support, and also, but it came at the right time. It also helped us greatly. And the youths in Tokrara, Junberry, Moratan, everywhere, you will see that they've raised that. It has been a bonus, and young people are taking ownership of that. So that's why maybe Christmas, it was really good for all those places we know that sometimes become notorious, more noisy, more disturbing, and people feel uneasy, but
He noted that such initiatives are crucial in the fight against crime and contribute to the safety and well-being of the city's residents.
Going forward in next year, we will try to organize and coordinate and spread that concept right across the city. And it has to be, my own take on for this is that I want to create a unit called neighborhood unit by itself. It will be directly hanging under the community policing department in the police force. But we have to coordinate it properly and train them properly equipped, given their responsibilities, roles and responsibilities. And they can raise their profile. They can be recognized in the community. And maybe then we can call them.
James Guken, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Remember the joy of playing with your toys as a child? At Morning Plus, we believe that every small business deserves a chance to build and grow. That's why we offer asset financing.
Our chance to building something new, to see a different point of view. With Morning Plus, we're ready to go.
Mipla Halivim Wari Belong You.
Get ready for the return of Hausanome in 2025, bringing to you fresh ideas and expert tips for enhancing your home and lifestyle. We're back exploring the outdoors on Out and About, staying active with health and fitness, caring for your furry friend on pet care, and so much more. Hausanome returning with a new season, February 2025, on your number one to watch, EMTV.
See it in your
Hi, I'm Camilla Benson, host of The Art Of, where we try to answer life's biggest questions through art. Is today the day?
Today's the day.
With amazing folks from all over the arts world.
The Art Of, 7 p.m. tonight, here on Number One to Watch and TV.
You're watching National MTV News. Paradise Food Limited has again put a smile on children's faces at the Port Moresby General Hospital this morning by giving them packages of food consist of their Paradise products. The team was led by the sponsorship and promotion manager for Paradise Foods Limited, Vanita Martin.
It is the time of the year again when Paradise Foods Limited put smiles on children's faces at different hospitals around the country, and one was the Port Moresby General Hospital today. The Paradise Foods went with bags of foods and gave them to every children in 4 different children's wards in the hospital. The bag consists of foods like ice cream, chocolate biscuits, and many others. The sponsorship and promotion manager for Paradise Foods, Vanita Martin, elaborated on the initiative that Paradise Foods has on special days like New Year and others.
Paradise Foods has been conducting hospital visits for the past 6 years, making an integral part of our company's engagement initiative. The program is designed to bring joy and hope to the children in our hospital, especially during these challenging times. Why we choose New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, is it symbolizes a new blessings, a fresh start for everyone.
She emphasized more on the importance of such act of kindness to places like hospitals, mostly children.
We want to begin the year by putting smiles on the faces of our little heroes in the hospital and letting them and their families know they are cared and valued. We aim to visit all the children across the country. So the hospital visits are more like a gesture that they are commitment that fostering hope and positivity in our community. This visit demonstrates Paradise Foods not just by producing quality products, but also creating lasting memories and connections within the communities.
The children received the gifts with smiles on their faces despite of the conditions they were all in. The team visited Ward 2D where the children that needs close medical help were, 1B as well as 3B and the children's cancer ward. The initiative has been ongoing by Paradise Foods Limited since 2019. They have been doing that in Mount Hagen Provincial Hospital, Kokopo in Vunapope Hospital, and Lei in Angau General Hospital. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
As driven by shared connections, kindness and love, East New Britain Queensland Community Group delivered the life-changing equipment and supplies to all the hospitals in East New Britain Province.
It all began in 2017 when the group delivered 4 wheelchairs to Vunapope Hospital. Since then, the group's efforts has grown exponentially with an annual delivery of a 40-foot container of essential items, except during the COVID-19 pandemic. The group's dedication is truly inspiring, raising more than 64,000 kina annually to fund these deliveries. The impact of their work extends beyond medical equipment, with the delivery of 23,000 hand gloves as well. In addition to medical supplies, the group collaborates with Rotary and Lions Club to provide eye exams and glasses, helping to restore sight and improve the quality of life for many individuals. Recognizing the need for educational resources, they are now planning to build a resource center for teachers at Kalamana Gunan Primary School to further expand their support for the community. Recently, the group made another significant contribution by delivering a new defibrillator to the staff at Vunapope Hospital, a timely delivery just in time for Christmas and New Year. Their commitment has made a huge difference in the lives of many people in East New Britain. Lauren Jimal, National EMTV News.
As everyone around the world celebrates New Year, Port Moresby City has also celebrated with fireworks organized by the Governor for NCD, Poes Pakop. The event was witnessed by Prime Minister James Marape, Governor for NCD, and invited guests.
The National Capital District City Manager Ravu Frank said this time is the only time that people get together for a new year. But the year 2025 is an important year for this country as they will be celebrating the 50th anniversary. He thanked Governor Pakop for such initiative that merges the bigger cities with the same event of watching fireworks over New Year. Mr. Frank said despite of being a challenging year last year, the governor and the team managed the city well. Governor Pakop said 2025 is an important year for everyone, with a monumental time in the history of this country as a people and as a nation. He said the city has a lot to look forward to this year, with the Golden Jubilee celebration for this country, expecting visitors all over the world to come to Port Moresby. Prime Minister said everyone have a collective duty to save a better future to the children and pass on a better PNG to the little ones. He said everyone has a duty to care for this country and appealed to everyone to use the first 3 to 4 days of 2025 to dig deeper into their thoughts to work more and better for the children of this country. He also encouraged the unemployed people to be optimistic, as his government is trying to provide avenues such as SMEs for them. Marape commended Governor Pakop's leadership in taking the lead to growing this city far and wide and encouraged everyone that is living around the city to respect the indigenous landowners of this land, the Motu Koita people. Residents around National Capital District enjoyed the fireworks that was organized by the NCDC after all the speeches. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Life is filled with unexpected twists and turns. But as a public servant, your health, life, and family security matters most. Introducing the Public Service New Care Association, PSNA. New care for a better life in Medicare, funeral benefits, and guaranteed financial security. With PSNA, you receive quality Medicare services and immediate payment coverage using our smart card. Our care goes beyond financial assistance towards funeral expenses. Join the Public Service New Care Association today and experience the benefits that matter most. We are here for you today and tomorrow. PSNA. New care for a better life.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henau, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trugai. Trugai, true inspiration through generations.
Every day, 180 million liters of water pumps into Port Moresby. Every day, its journey to your household tap is made safe at this water treatment plant. Every day, raw water is filtered, disinfected, and purified so that you and your loved ones have access to clean, usable water. For 65 years, our water treatment technology has been hard at work. But now, it needs to hit pause. Port Moresby's population has increased 500% since the treatment plant was built, putting enormous pressure on the water supply network. We need to hit pause so that the filtering equipment can be repaired, maintained, upgraded, so that the water you use and consume continues to be safe. For more information, visit our Facebook page.
Australia really is the lucky country when it comes to fresh produce. That's really good. I'm Tan, the fruit nerd, a second-generation fruiter, and I love all things fruit and veg. Join me each episode as I deep dive into a locally grown fruit or vegetable and follow its journey from the farm to your table.
So we're here in the Melbourne market.
We'll go beyond the fields and meet the unsung heroes along the food chain.
Feel to Feast, 7 p.m. tonight, right here on number one to watch, EMTV.
People have different views about this situation that we are currently going on.
So vote of no confidence is an accountability mechanism.
Talk to you about our Project Zero, focuses on energy poverty.
In Focus returns in February 2025. A weekly news and current affairs talk show which presents in-depth commentaries, discussions and analysis of the major current affairs issues in Papua New Guinea and the region. We engage in discussions with key decision makers and influential figures across politics, industry, economics and business, as well as health, social, cultural and environmental sectors. Right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Welcome back to the news. Today is the first day of 2025 and EMTV took it to the streets of Port Moresby to get views of the public for their goals for this year.
Port Moresby City was quiet in the first day of the new year, with not many movement of people around the city. Most shops were closed and only a few PMV buses providing service. EMTV caught up with few members of the public today to see their response on what are some of the habits from 2024 that they would leave behind and what to look forward to in 2025.
New Year's resolution for me, I think
Disla bigla toko sa procrastination. Procrastination is killing plan something, so I think 2025 disla pasim lo procrastinate na put something surugi go na kana semem. I think babi mas lusim. I think I'm still on that lot something I'm killing that planting 3 month planting vision. What is something we look for them 2025 is basically to tick off most of my bucket list. Or something we not take him off this year, and we must take him off 2025. And plan is something, but some blomi lo take him off this last something.
Name blomi yetem Albert, uke senem blomi, nami blo lufa. Inside lo lufa district, lo yagari LLG. Nami brought up lo Mosby, Mr. Blo Kipo settlement is Boroko. So New Year resolution blomi. Mi toko se mi banu na drink beer. So as the night, the first day come up lo 12 o'clock, mi no bin drink. Mi stop nothing and now mi come lo round lo boroko. Logan somehow you blow EMTV you blow come one me or so mi must talk in public clear or some mi lo sim beer. Then mi must look forward lo nubla something lo helping me one time all family blow me. So next year, I think now 2025 first date straight, mi talking country or same. Me must try struggle lo pani walk. Na tu mi walk lo pani walk but walking no kisimi. Na mi still stranded na mi stop taso. Thank you.
2024 mi se kaya planti buhay 2 months na mi lugo se mi waste money lo jita something. So na mi la lusi buhay na mi la sensi pasin lo 2025 mo serili market e mi tinti lo market isla kain so. Mi la lusi buhay na grow market lo 2025.
Meanwhile, normal business will resume around the country tomorrow. Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
Former PNG couples captain Michael Foster is feared to be lost in the Bismarck Sea after his boat that he was traveling on capsized off the coast of West New Britain on the 23rd of December 2024.
It has been 9 days since the boat Michael Foster was traveling on capsized off the coast of Biala. Foster and his family were traveling from Rabaul to Kimbe when the incident occurred. Foster's brother, Lexi Foster, told MTV Today that the former Papua New Guinea midfielder and his nephew are still missing. Lexi said the Foster family have reported the incident to the East New Britain and West New Britain provincial disaster officers as well as the police. It is understood that Foster and his nephew were wearing life jackets at the time they went missing. Lexi said the family will not give up until they find them. Meanwhile, football fraternity have expressed their sympathy for Foster and they are hoping that he is alive and well. Foster's former club, the Geelong Soccer Club in Australia, have also said thoughts and prayers for their former player. Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
Now moving to overseas news, and hundreds of previous secret cabinet records have been made public by the National Archives that they provide insight into Howard's government, increasing concern about the safety of troops deployed to Iraq.
A handshake that went down in history.
How are you, Mark? Good, how are you? I'm very well.
An election year, 2004, would see a significant focus on national security amid the ongoing war on terror.
Who do you trust, importantly, to lead this country?
Howard would go on to secure a fourth and final term in office, increasing his majority. That year, Australia's involvement in the war in Iraq continued to dominate cabinet discussions, Howard making a flying visit to Baghdad on Anzac Day. Cabinet documents from 2004 include for the first time papers from the National Security Committee which were not referred to the full cabinet. 2004 began with the US conceding its argument that Iraq possessed extensive stockpiles of weapons. Australia's basis for sending troops was without foundation.
There was plenty of evidence of a capacity through programs to develop them very rapidly.
Papers provide a glimpse into the Cabinet's deliberations on Australia's engagement. By July, Foreign Minister Alexander Downer was warning Australia's engagement strategy had to assume Australians would be targeted and possibly kidnapped by insurgents. Negotiations continued with Timor-Leste over lucrative oil and gas reserves. Negotiations, it would later emerge, were allegedly bugged by the Australian intelligence services. John Howard insists that hasn't caused lasting issues.
I don't think any permanent long-term damage has been done.
Terrorism struck the region. Australia's embassy in Jakarta bombed, leaving 10 dead. Nature wreaked havoc on Boxing Day, with a tsunami in Southeast Asia killing more than 220,000, including 26 Australians. Back home, the government would amend the definition of marriage to be between a man and a woman. The government also agreed to establish a fund of at least $1.5 billion to promote low emissions technologies. It may be 20 years ago, but the themes occupying Cabinet bear similarities to those of today. House prices and the economy were in focus, as was immigration, with the High Court allowing for the indefinite detention of non-citizens who couldn't be deported, a decision that would stand until November 2023.
Now moving to the Middle East. Refugee camps in Gaza have been left flooded after 2 days of intense rain. The wet and windy conditions are turning makeshift camps into miserable, muddy swamps.
There's been 2 days of steady rain across parts of Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories, and it has caused havoc just over 100 kilometres southwest of us here in Jerusalem, where refugee camps in Gaza have been left flooded. These makeshift shelters barely provide protection when it's dry, let alone when the rains are falling and the winds are blowing, tearing through the fragile sheeting and turning the ground into muddy pools. This is why there have been reports of babies dying, succumbing to the elements, tiny victims of this devastating war between Israel and Hamas. And the weather is only adding to the woes for Gaza's health system. The United Nations saying it is on the brink of collapse, with a new report from the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights laying out the dire circumstances.
The protection of hospitals during warfare is paramount and must be respected by all sides at all times. In essence, if the relentless bombing and the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza were not enough, the one sanctuary where Palestinians should have felt safe, in fact, became a death trap.
Israel insists it has not been targeting hospitals, rather it has been targeting Hamas fighters using hospitals as cover, and that it is Hamas breaching international law by using such facilities and the civilians inside as shields. Israel also maintains it is delivering aid to hospitals, particularly in the north of Gaza, which have been hit with an intense bombardment over the last few months. But local health authorities are disputing that, saying aid has not been getting to where it's needed, and if it has arrived too late. That the facilities still operating, providing much needed medical care, are only barely functioning.
To the US, Beijing is denying involvement in the hacking of a US Treasury following claims by Washington, D.C.
Let's begin with this news about what has been the accusation of a Chinese hack on this infrastructure. What can you tell us about it?
Well, as far as I can tell, they're not saying very much yet. The Treasury Department has said it was significant, and that's about all. It does come at a weird time because the existing administration outgoing now in just a couple of weeks has already been dealing with other Chinese infiltrations into infrastructure systems. So they've said other things that the Chinese, I believe, have denied. So it just heightens the tension of who's in these systems. Treasury, of course, is a department that deals with Chinese sanctions and a whole bunch of other stuff that the Chinese would be interested in. So it just puts everybody on edge right before we're about to change to a new presidential administration.
Is there any sense, even if Treasury is not saying it directly, about what may have been compromised or at least at risk?
So my understanding is that they're saying that it was there was nothing classified, that the things that were compromised, that the hack didn't get further than a third-party system but it's hard to know whether that's actually true so far. More information on that will come out over the coming days, I suppose. You know, the weird thing that I've just sort of been reading from some of the security folks saying is that it was a kind of rudimentary hack, the sort of thing that you wouldn't have expected to have been a vulnerability on the part of a U.S. government system. So that's somewhat disconcerting.
Vladimir Putin says Russia is moving forward with confidence in 2025 and is proud of its achievement, but its people are struggling economically.
This festive season, Moscow feels very surreal. It's happy holidays and joy to the world from a country that is waging war on its neighbour. When I ask Russians what they're hoping for most from the new year, everyone replies, for the war in Ukraine to be over. Peace is what I want, she says. For the war to end and for us to win it. This man wants talks, a negotiated settlement. Weapons, he says, won't solve anything. The festive lights are bright, but patriotic fervour, that's fading.
Well, this is Gorky Park. One difference I've noticed from a couple of years back. In December 2022, along with the traditional tree, there were giant letter Zs, the symbol of the so-called special military operation. This year, no Zs, no slogans, it's all very traditional. I think that after 3 years of war, Russians don't want to be reminded of this war. And I think the authorities sense that, which is why this new year it's more snowmen than soldiers. But you cannot simply tinsel over a war or its consequences.
I want the military operation to be over, she says, so that we can forget all about it. Everyone becomes friends again and no one dies. My nerves are on edge. For Russians, there are economic consequences too of this war.
So even after 3 years of sanctions, as you can see, there's still a lot of food on the shelves. But it's the prices that are the problem. Inflation's a problem. So, for example, this year in Russia, the price of potatoes has gone up by 88%, the price of butter by 35%. And there, in fact, have been lots of reports of people stealing butter from shops, which is probably why in this supermarket, they're selling some butter in special security anti-theft boxes.
Few here believe they can change what is happening. The Russian people are patient, Alexander says. They stay silent. Some trust their government, but there is also fear and resignation here.
At this time of the year, not everyone disconnects from work, but there are hopes that a new law will give workers the right to refuse contracts outside of the rostered hours.
About what we've been focusing on.
Patients at this Adelaide clinic are often seeking help for work-related stress, something senior psychotherapist Rana Kirchner can understand.
It's definitely hard at times to leave work at work.
Since August, millions of workers have been given the right to disconnect, the ability to reasonably refuse contact, such as calls and emails, outside of work hours.
For me personally, it definitely meant permission to do things like silencing, emails, just actually getting rid of notifications altogether on my days off and on weekends.
So far, not a single case has been heard by the industrial umpire, meaning people like Rana's boss are working it out with their staff.
Increasingly, my responsibility is to role model what is good boundaries between work and home.
I think we've seen, by and large, businesses and employees alike really embrace this right to disconnect.
The laws came in response to the so-called digital leash of technology and the compulsion of employees to answer calls, texts and emails outside of paid hours.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Accept the challenge. Choose PNG's favorite purified bottled water. True Wara, 100% PNG made.
Proudly bottled by Paradise Foods.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known. There is more to what the future holds. You me holy man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
Get ready for the return of Autonome in 2025, bringing to you fresh ideas and expert tips for enhancing your home and lifestyle. We're back exploring the outdoors on Out and About, staying active with health and fitness, caring for your furry friend on pet care, and so much more. Autonome returning with a new season, February 2025, on your number one to watch, EMTV.
There are moments when we feel completely alone, even when we are surrounded by people, to the point of screaming, crying, and hiding from everything and everyone, as if something suffocates and oppresses us. It is at these times that we need to know
that the Word of God is faithful. The Word of God is true.
Faith in Action, 7:30 a.m. Saturday and 8 a.m. Sunday, right here on the number one to watch, EMTV.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
True Kai Sports.
Welcome to True Kai Sports. To sum up the achievements of 2024, Prime Minister James Marape commended the progress of sports in the country.
Alluding that the government embraces sports as an effective platform to mobilize youths in the country, the Prime Minister made this commendation.
This year has been a year where success on the field and off the field also has taken place. Congratulations to our Aussie Rule players. They've come back to our country participating in the international competition. They are international champions now. Mosquitoes, I want to say thank you to Aussie Rule for always lifting our flag. You sometimes work behind the limelight and you do your part, and I want to commend Aussie Rules. I want to commend our soccer team. I think our boys returned back with the PM's Melanesian Cup. Despite second tier competition, but nonetheless a win and a cup is a cup. I commend our soccer players. I want to commend our rugby league competitions that continues to show the way in professional sport administration.
He further advised that sporting codes seeking assistance can put together their reports for the year and sought government assistance. The Prime Minister also noted a highlight for the country in 2024.
And for rugby league, of course, all of you have had the announcement of our team in NRL in 2028. Our team will run in for first game 2028 and onwards.
He further added, calling on national support.
NRL team will be a stimulus, or a stimulant rather with all the stimulus packages that we'll put inside to ensure we use that to transform Port Moresby, use that to feed the visiting spectators into our Motuan villages, our Koitabu villages, our Kweri villages, and into other parts of our country if they want to see our country. It's not just a sport, but there is a heavy economic gain associated with having an international, participating in international top-class competition.
Pakatambua True Kai Sports.
True Kai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Life is filled with unexpected twists and turns. But as a public servant, your health, life, and family security matters most. Introducing the Public Service New Care Association, PSNA. New care for a better life in Medicare, funeral benefits, and guaranteed financial security. With PSNA, you receive quality Medicare services and immediate payment coverage using our smart card. Our care goes beyond financial assistance towards funeral expenses. Join the Public Service New Care Association today and experience the benefits that matter most. We are here for you today and tomorrow. PSNA. New Care for a better life.
Every day, 180 million liters of water pumps into Port Moresby. Every day, its journey to your household tap is made safe at this water treatment plant. Every day, raw water is filtered, disinfected, and purified so that you and your loved ones have access to clean, usable water. For 65 years, our water treatment technology has been hard at work, but now it needs to hit pause. Port Moresby's population has increased 500% since the treatment plant was built, putting enormous pressure on the water supply network. We need to hit pause so that the filtering equipment can be repaired, maintained, upgraded, so that the water you use and consume continues to be safe. For more information, visit our Facebook page.
Australia really is the lucky country when it comes to fresh produce. That's really good. I'm Tan, the fruit nerd, a second-generation fruiter, and I love all things fruit and veg. Join me each episode as I deep dive into a locally grown fruit or vegetable and follow its journey from the farm to your table.
So we're here in the Melbourne market.
We'll go beyond the fields and meet the unsung heroes along the food chain.
Field to Feast, 7 p.m. tonight, right here on number one to watch, EMTV.
People have different views about this situation that we are currently going on.
So vote of no confidence is an accountability mechanism.
Talk to you about our Project Zero, focuses on energy poverty.
In Focus returns in February 2025. A weekly news and current affairs talk show which presents in-depth commentaries, discussions and analysis of the major current affairs issues in Papua New Guinea and the region. We engage in discussions with key decision makers and influential figures across politics, industry, economics and business, as well as health, social, cultural and environmental sectors.
Right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching Trukai Sports. The Piswara Eels from Goroka Didihe Gohuku Rugby League team has taken ownership to clean up the town on Christmas night.
The group of boys came out with brooms and rakes to sweep the town's footpaths and the areas in front of the stores. Spokesperson Gilbert Stephen explained that such community engagement is part of their contribution to taking ownership of the town. Stephen mentioned that different teams have been assigned to clean around certain locations within the town. He said that this initiative follows a sponsorship agreement made between the team and the 3K construction company based in Goroka, Eastern Islands Province. The 3K construction company has been involved in supporting several teams through sponsorships as part of its community engagement to support local youths. The Gahuku District Development Authority Rugby League competition is an annual game played between rugby teams within the Gahuku local level government in Goroka District. Lauren Jimal, Trukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is up next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Seriously think we would have won this competition.
Still as hard to beat in 50-over cricket.
She's been stunning with them on the court.
Offside, 7 p.m. Thursday, right here on number 1 to watch, EMTV.
People have different views about this situation that we are currently going on.
So vote of no confidence is an accountability mechanism.
Talk to you about our Project Zero, focuses on energy poverty.
In Focus returns in February 2025, a weekly news and current affairs talk show which presents in-depth commentaries, discussions and analysis of the major current affairs issues in Papua New Guinea and the region. We engage in discussions with key decision makers and influential figures across politics, industry, economics and business, as well as health, social, cultural and environmental sectors.
Right here on your number 1 to watch, MTV.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known. There is more to what the future holds. You me holy man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The weather report for the next 24 hours. Southern region, Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with chances of brief showers. Daru, partly cloudy. Kerama, partly cloudy with few showers. Alatau, some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And Popondata, mostly cloudy with some rain and possible thunderstorms. To the Momase region, Ley City, partly cloudy. Medang, mostly cloudy with some rain and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, mostly cloudy with some rain and possible thunderstorms. And Vanimo, mostly cloudy with some rain and possible thunderstorms. To the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, mostly cloudy with some rain and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, few rain showers. Kokopo, few rain showers. Kimbe, some rain and possible thunderstorms. And Buka, few rain showers. To the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, partly cloudy with few showers. Goroka, Bans and Kundiawa, cloudy periods with patches of showers. Popendetta, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy with some rain and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for the 1st of January 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing, belated Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.